Page 12, Clouds. It's an interesting sounding piece. 4/4 time. No sharps or flats in it. We're using the white keys, and we seem to be in middle C position here. You'll notice there's only 3 counts in the first measure, so it's a pickup measure. There should be another measure somewhere in here with 1 beat in it, because you got to have 4 beats in every measure. It's what the time signature is telling us. So in my opinion, there's an error in the music. What they should have done is added another measure at the end with 1 beat in it, and they could have tied the whole note to the quarter note in the other measure, and it can still have a fermata. It doesn't affect how you play it. It's just, as far as the music theory goes, the music is incorrect in my opinion. In my opinion. I have to add that because I'm no expert in this, but that's what I was taught. Start out with the right hand. Make sure we get the notes in the fingering rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Not too bad. At the end of the line. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4. I really don't see anything tricky in this for the right hand. Let's look at the left hand. Coming in on middle C. They put the tie in parentheses to tell you it's a tie. You're supposed to know that, so you don't that word tie, that's not part of the music. They just added that. It's a tie. You can hold this down for 6 counts. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, tie, 2, rest, rest. 2, 3, 4, tie, 2, rest, rest. 2, 3, 4, tie, 2, 3. You get the idea. A lot of tying going on there. Put the hands together here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. See, I held that down all the way through here, and then 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And then when I play the C's, the left hand comes out. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 3. 1, 2. You do that some more. You work it out at your speed. I might be going a little fast, but you work it out. Make sure the notes are correct and get rid of any hesitations. It has to be a steady beat at some speed. And when you can do that, then we go back and we add in the slurring. See the slur lines? That curved line I know is used for a tie. Well, it's used for like 4 different things. But that big one on top, well, they've labeled it slur for you. Isn't that nice of them? It's a slur. Connect these notes. Even when you go between the hands, connect the notes. And then lift up. It's like taking a breath. Bump. You just, yeah. Lift up. Lift up. See, when you have repeated notes, you get a little silence between them. We can't help it. We want to keep that silence as short as possible. It's not the same as lifting up between a slur. That's a little longer, just a hair longer. Then when you can do that, then we add the dynamics, and this is where the fun starts. Because the dynamics apply to the melody, and sometimes, at least in this arrangement, it's a little harder to tell where the melody is. Where is it? For instance, at the beginning it's okay, and then the left hand gets it. Well, I suggest, since there's words with it, you keep in mind the melody is where the words are. So if there's words to it, it's melody. So it's here, melody, here, and this is melody too. See, that suddenly becomes backup. It's melody, and now it's backup. This is melody. Then melody, that's And then this is melody. So it's like. So figuring out where the melody is, that's interesting. However, the dynamic applies to the melody, and it's moderately loud, and that's the only dynamic you get pretty much until the last line when you get a shrill. You're going to go up to about a loud and then come back down all the way to soft. So the last line of measure 14, you're moderately loud here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Then go up to loud. Right there is loud. The left hand's in the background. And then come down a little bit, moderately loud, and then soft. And the last one is soft. The song ended on measure 15 when the word stopped. That's it. All the rest of this is an afterthought. As far as I know. At least that's my understanding of how the music typically works. The song ends when the words end. And the rest of it is just kind of an afterthought. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's it. Speed-wise, it's on the mid-range on the slow side. So what do you feel that moderately slow would be? For me, it changes from day to day and time to time and how much coffee I've had or whatever. That last measure, by the way, as a fermata, you're just going to hold that out until it feels right or until you're tired of hearing it, and then lift up. When I play this with a metronome, I just double that value, so I'll hold it for 8 counts and then stop. Because I need to stay with the metronome is what it is. Now they've added pedal, and it's kind of an interesting effect the way they're doing the pedal here. They're only using it in certain places, and it is for effect. We don't need pedal in this piece. And when we use it, we're going to push the note down first and then the pedal. I want to start the sound before I lift the dampers. That way it starts just a moment of clean, and then the overtones hit. That's the way. So it's here. C first and then the pedal, and I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to lift it with the hands for the new phrase. So there's a little bit of silence before I go on. So the first line. Third line down, the measure 10 actually. The pedal's down on measure 9. I'm going to lift it after I play the C because we're in the middle of a slur. I don't want any silence here. So I lift it after I play the C, the my dear, my. And then after I play dear, I put it down again. And now I lift it up because it's a new slur. And I want a little silence. So, to demonstrate the third line, starting at measure 8, it's here. And then at the last line, again, push the notes down and then the pedal. And then lift the pedal, or they say lift it. It'd be after you play the chord. I'm going to suggest in this case, well, we're getting into interpretation. Because you're loud here at the bottom. And then you come on off. And it's more of an effect where when you're soft like that, you don't want the pedal, you don't want the overtones. It helps it to be soft. So but in me, I find that kind of dry. So I would prefer to go ahead and pedal the last measure. Just change it on the measure. So we still get the overtones. Just make sure it's soft. Here. And just let the overtones ring too. And then lift the pedal and the hand at the same time. So this piece I think might go like this. I don't know. I'd like to play it with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I will do the pedaling and I'll do the slurs, and they're going to do any dynamics. So I'll give us 5 counts because we come in on beat 2. And there's 4 counts in a measure, so you can do the math. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 3, 2, 4, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, 2, 2, 3, 4, rest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, off.